All right, next set of Neo-Freudians. You have Alfred Adler, who's looking at like inferiority complexes, like where you're overcompensating for stuff. And so he feels that aggression, not sex, is the more important drive if you're looking at like Freud's two ideas. And he's going to focus more on individual psychology, like the drive of people to reach their goals and find their purpose. He believes that people who are dealing with feelings of inferiority are going to try to overcompensate because people have a need to be superior. And like that's kind of what you want to do. So this leads, like I said, to the development of an inferiority complex. Where, like, if you take the Shrek example with Lord Farquaad, who's like really short and everything, and so that makes him feel inferior, and so he's trying to compensate for that by making like a really really big castle. So that's kind of how that works. Karen Horney, kind of the same thing. She feels that women envied men's superiority and that culture was driven in personality. So that's one of the things that she's going to start looking for. And she's looking at children's need for love and security and how a lack of that can lead to personality problems. Erikson does 8 stages of development, especially later on when it comes to kids, that your social forces throughout your life are going to constantly continue influencing your personality, and then that's going to keep changing and develop as you go through things. So that's Neo-Freudians. Humanists, these are the be the best you people. So the positive qualities and potential are inherent in everybody, and so that's what you need to try to strive for. So that's Carl Rogers. And so being like humanistic, like I said, he's like the big founder of humanistic approach. And so he was very optimistic. People are good, and you need to be able to reach your full potential. Like that's the whole goal of the humanistic school. So the way kind of this works is you have your real self and your ideal self. And in order to be like this very well balanced person, like when you're looking at your growth, he goes and looks at both of these things. So your ideal self and your actual self or your real self. And the further those separate, the more problems you have. And so you need to try to get those two views of yourself to layer together and work together. And then that makes you a better person. Then you have Maslow, who came up with his little hierarchy of needs. So fulfilling natural desires to achieve your full potential. We've talked about him a lot. We'll come back to him again. So, but basically, you have to have like basic needs met first before you can move up the little ladder. You don't have to like have a checkbox where everyone is done first, and then we go and change things, and then that's how you grow as a person. But you just need to like have everything met in order to be self-actualized, which is being the most that you can be. So this is just basic level of Maslow, not like the Maslow's extended or anything like that. But these are the last of our schools of thought on personality. And so the next podcast I'm going to do is looking at traits and then the different tests and stuff that you come up with to assess your personality and characteristic traits.